Well, the Tim Pool versus water in a can saga has just taken a really interesting turn. And I'm happy to report on it because I have to start off by saying I have to take my grift crown. I know when I'm beat. Tim, you are the new king of the grift. I know when I'm beat. I was beaten by the best. There's no shame in being beaten by the best. But Tim has taken this feud with Liquid Death to a level that I did not see coming. And things are spiraling very quickly for this company. Let's look at it. By the way, before you fill up on Tim Pool's new water in a bottle, don't forget all of my coffee. All right, Tim can have the water market. All of my coffee is available on Amazon, free overnight shipping, including our Tiger's Blood and Blackberry Cream, which are limited time only summer flavors. Once they're gone, and you can get them to your door by tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. We have all of our K-Cups there. We have all of our non-flavored, our light roast, our dark roast, our decaf, our double calf. Our fall flavors already sold out once. I shipped 500 of each yesterday, and hopefully they'll be in stock by Monday or Tuesday, but everything else is in stock. Also, our gingerbread is back in stock. Our gingerbread K-Cups are back in stock. Also shipping Prime. Make sure you get those. Those are a fan favorite, so you can check those out as well. Let's see. Liquid Death is garbage, and we will prove it. Let's listen to what Tim has to say.
After an argument with Liquid Death, I am proud to announce castbrew.com's very own artesian water brand Pool Water. That's right. In just a matter of hours, we were able to source an artisanal well and produce this delicious bottle of pure artesian water. And
I actually think calling it pool water's genius. I'm not going to buy bottles of water. Tim is about to find out that shipping liquids is extremely difficult. And especially if you're going to put them in glass bottles, you're going to have a lot of issues with breakage. But Tim's figured out a lot of things, so hopefully he'll figure that out. People have asked me for years to do, liquid coffee, like our coffee in like a drinkable can. We've developed it. We have it, but shipping liquids is a whole different ball game. And we're hoping that that's how we can break into convenience stores like Quick Trip and stuff like that. First, but let's listen to this.
Sell them for $20 for a 24 pack. That's right, less than $1 for a bottle. Now, it is not currently available, but I am announcing Pool Water available for purchase soon. Hopefully by tomorrow, pre-orders will be available. We then have to make the bottles and the labels and bottle the water, which can take upwards of about 3 weeks to create the stock. But the reason I did this is because Liquid Death is a garbage company. I absolutely despise Liquid Death. There's a lot we can talk about pertaining to why, but they decided to challenge me to a debate. I have agreed to the debate. I will be debating the CEO of Liquid Death on Friday because I think they intentionally mislead the public while claiming death to plastic on all their packaging. Meanwhile, all of their cans are lined with plastic, and most people do not know that aluminum cans are actually plastic bags.
Now, before we go through the rest of what he has to say, here's a great video on it from Chem Teacher Phil. Watch this.
Plastic liner on the inside? Not gonna lie, I'm curious to see what that looks like. Let's go. We're gonna start by making a sodium hydroxide bath.
Lie. Yep. Okay. I have to turn off this music probably because it'll probably get claimed. So he puts lye in the bottle and he just puts an aluminum can in there. They use a little sandpaper so that, the chemical can get at the aluminum a little easier to get the plastic off. And as it's dissolving here, we can see. Now, what's interesting is, I wonder, something happened? Yeah, the soda came out, but there you can see it. It is, in fact, a plastic. Here you go. Yeah, they pour out.
Was totally worth it. Share it with someone who needs.
There you go. The inside of every aluminum can is lined with plastic. Now, I know this. When I drink out of aluminum can, I just drank a Red Bull. These are supposed to be sugar-free, but I bought the wrong one. So begrudgingly, choking them down. I can't even drink a 12-ounce Red Bull anymore. Like the fully leaded ones. The sugar-free ones I can, but 8 ounces of like, it's so much sugar, my teeth feel like they're getting soft. But I know that aluminum cans have this plastic coating, the overwhelming majority of them do. And if you're worried about microplastics and things of this nature, then that's something you should know. However, it's not like Red Bull or whatever these other companies are. It's not like they are saying, hey, buy our stuff because it's plastic free. But Liquid Death is in fact saying that. In fact, the more cans of Liquid Death you buy, the more plastic you're adding to landfills because they cannot remove it.
I am not exaggerating. So they decided to challenge me on social media. Talking with my team, we were like, how hard is it to launch a bottled water company? And can we prove them wrong? And a ton of people said, Tim, you don't understand. Cans with plastic are better than plastic water bottles. And
they are, yes.
Glass is too expensive. So we decided to prove them wrong by producing pool water, artesian water. And we sell it at around 7 cents per ounce, where Liquid Death sells at around 8 cents per ounce.
He should sell it for 8 cents an ounce. If he has that extra penny, like this is like when Daily Wire sold their chocolate. People weren't buying their chocolate because of the great value it offered. They were buying it as a statement. So I think he could go 8 or even 9 cents an ounce. If it came down, I don't know how big their cans are, if they're 12 ounces or 16 ounces. Even if the Liquid Death guy came in there and was like, well, your cans are 16 cents more than ours, nobody's going to care.
And our bottles are glass. And there's going to be some plastic, and I think the cap is going to have some metal cap, but it's got
ironically, you could not drink this by the pool because it's a glass bottle and no glass by the pool.
A plastic liner or something like this. You can't get away from all of it. The point is, you can do this. We are waiting for production confirmation from the distribution company, and then pre-orders should be available tomorrow. And we are making almost no money on this because we don't have the volume of Liquid Death, but we're doing it to prove a point.
I did talk to him. He is making almost no money on this. But I love it as a marketing ploy. I mean, it gets me to make this video. Hopefully, Big Tim's economy rolls downhill and a bunch of you will try out our delicious coffee. By the way, the gingerbread K-Cups, I know it's a little early because it's only October, but those are literally fresh off the roast. And our summer blends too. Everything in here is super fresh. So hopefully some of Tim's viewers will give my coffee a try.
Point. I am sick and tired of these companies that do these marketing schemes where they trick people. They use deceptive language. And I think Liquid Death intentionally does this. I think they know full well the average person doesn't know there's plastic in all of their cans. And so when they say death to plastic, the presumption among the consumer is that they are drinking out of a metal can and avoiding phthalates and PCBs, etc. They're not. Even with these glass bottles, you can't get completely around it unless you do metal pop caps. But even some of those, most of them have plastic liners.
Yeah, they do have a coating, the pop taps. I looked into this too. The issue is, you see, I'm ashamed to admit, but I genuinely didn't know they had plastic inside the cans. I divorced my wife after accusing her of drinking water out of plastic bottles and destroying our environment, only to discover that I was a hypocrite the whole time. Well, that's obviously a joke, but like, bro opened up a Spite store. Liquid Death keeps calling us children. Let me introduce you to Bud Light. Their Twitter feed is, crazy. They're getting absolutely racial. Now, the debate is Friday, which I think is great. Understand that Liquid Death is not a water company. It is a marketing company that just, their products are whatever. The water, they don't care about water. It's why most YouTubers who sell coffee, they don't really care about coffee. They just do drop ship coffee and make their $3-4 a bag and they're happy. And I'm happy for them. I care about it. And so we don't do that. I make much less than $3 a bag, but at least my coffee is, only available through me. Tim writes, gentlemen's bet Liquid Death will back out as soon as management figures out who their social media person is tweeting with, and that I sponsor one of their team riders that they just kicked off. So it seems like the real reason he went after Liquid Death is because they kicked off some skateboarders or they got rid of their sponsorship for a skateboarding team. And that's the ad hominem is for people without a good argument. Liquid Death says, by ad hominem, do you mean social media? My money is on my man in the beanie. Great. Then he absolutely should agree to a public discussion and take the Liquid Death founder make the Liquid Death founder look like an idiot in front of millions. Social media text arguments are for children. You know, I don't know. You see this, obviously, water expert Martin Rees already debunked this water score site as it's a money-making scheme that uses fear-mongering and junk science to get people to pay for subscriptions. This is after they got a 28 out of 100 water cleanliness score. What about the plastic liner? By the way, well below health guidelines. I mean, this stuff, you see this, so Grok, only if it's provable that plastic water bottles sales decline due to Liquid Death, is it much more likely that they are increasing overall plastic consumption. Now with soft drinks, they are no different than any other canned beverage, but are misleading people away from glass bottle soft drinks. Grok replies, without a proven substitution, where Liquid Death sales directly cut out plastic bottle volume, their cans likely add net plastic via liners as market growth rarely displaces incumbents one for one. Soft drinks and glass remain viable alternatives, yet the branding funnels buyers towards lined aluminum under a, quote, plastic-free guise, inflating consumption subtly. Environmental wins demand verifiable offsets, not assumptive virtue. Transparency on liners would clarify trade-offs better than slogans. Oof. Yes, Liquid Death also offers something called Death Dust, an electrolyte drink mix in single-serve plastic sachets, which are often plastic or foil-lined plastic films for moisture protection. These packets sit alongside their canned beverages, introducing single-use plastic elements, which is what they say they don't do. This has gotten so much worse for them. I look forward to seeing if they actually do come to debate. I think Tim has taken this personally, and I don't think it's going to end well for them. We'll have to see how all of this shakes out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below. Please check out our coffee store, link in the description. Pick up some coffee. Tim can have the water market. I just want to sell you delicious, fresh roasted on demand, not roasted 50,000 bags at a time like all my competitors, and coffee. And I hope you enjoy it, and we'll talk to you. Our hot cocoa is getting sent there too, by the way. We may bring back our tea, but Amazon fees are enormous. And we basically would make zero money on our tea or cocoa, but we'll see. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.